Speaking of which, you want to know something neat about the EW Tallgeese 3?
What?
The HG kit for that has parts for all three Tallgeese units,
Ooh.
and comes in entirely white, so you could paint it however you see fit and make it any of the three units.
Interesting.
I intend to eventually track three more copies of this kit down because my original one kind of went, so I can just paint them up and make the Tallgeese 1 and 2 for the show. It genuinely has some decent articulation for its time. Just be wary which torso you use because it comes with two. One has an ab joint, the other does not.
Ah.
But like for its design and for its time, it is a very well articulated thing. So it's still a viable option if you can't afford the real grade.
Oh, shit. I meant to show this to you before we went live, but oh well. Um, the new Sentai dropped.
With the Red Wolf,
Yep.
yeah.
And the opening came out this weekend.
Ooh.
So once I'm done here, I will send you a YouTube link for you to check that out.
Okay, quick thing I'm just going to add in here. On the note of the Gundam Wing stuff. If you haven't already gotten the standard version of the HG Sandrock, I might suggest waiting till the P Bandai one actually reaches, main retail circulation this year. For one very specific reason. The way they designed the upgrade on this thing, the space adaptations,
Mm-hmm.
they're basically just attached onto the existing runners. The P Bandai version is how the original should have released in the first place, where you could build either the original ground type version from the early parts of the show or the space adapted version from later. The differences are so minimal that it's not worth buying two of the same kit. So if you're going to spring for one, just wait for the P Bandai one to hit, mainstream. Because at least then, even if you don't go with the space adapted backpack, at least you have the beam machine gun.
That's true. All right, YouTube.
One last fun fact. You want to know why the Wing Zero EW looks the way it does?
Why?
Reportedly, it's because a bunch of Gundam Wing fangirls complained that the TV version of the Wing Zero, its wings look too much like beetle shells. I have no idea how accurate this is, or if this is just some kind of urban myth, but that is what I've been hearing.
All right, I sent you the opening.
I will take a look after the stream.
I would suggest you look at it now.
I'm just waiting to actually receive
I
the
sent
intro.
I sent it through Discord.
Ah, there it is. I didn't see the notification. Oh my god, it's glorious. It's the best kinds of ridiculous. I love it.
I knew you would. I watched the first episode through Twitter today because someone posted the full episode, and oh my god, I love it.
It has the energy of a Saturday morning anime. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Like, I could see something like that popping up on Kids WB back in the day. Or Fox Kids, more likely, because that's where Power Rangers would have ended up.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I miss those blocks.
I do too. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Vegas Bear here as always with Mekumon.
Hello!
Taro and Webb are not here today because they are watching Gojuger. So, and I mean, Mekumon has already seen the opening theme song, so he knows why they're not here.
Uh-huh. If a show is anything like that intro, they're in for a good time.
Yep. Okay, so what is the most badass first morph you remember from Power Rangers?
Does the introduction of Battleizers count?
No. I'm talking episode 1 Red Ranger morph.
Huh. That is a good question. If I had to give it to anybody, I'm going to list a top 3. Those being Wild Force, because of course.
Yes.
But I'm putting it at the bottom of the list to try not to let my biases get in the way. Then Lightspeed Rescue, and then Lost Galaxy.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So, in episode 1 of Gozuger, the main character first has a Megazord fight before he transforms for the first time. He beats the enemy machine, but sees that there's still foot soldiers on the ground attacking people, and he realizes, I can't fight them with this. So he gets out. So he has the Megazord stab the ground with its sword hand. He gets out, does the morph prep, slides down the arm as he's doing the transformation, which is a series of clapping and arm movements. Leaps off and then lands as Gozu Wolf.
Awesome!
I feel like I need a cigarette after watching
And neither of us spoke.
Yeah. All right. So, on enough of that for now.
Yeah, we have Depression Simulator 6000 to worry about.
We are playing Shadow of the Colossus, and you may be wondering, Vegas, why aren't you playing Resident Evil 4? Because I'm taking a small break. Because I wanted to do this game for a very long time, but it's hard to do on your own. Unless...
And now that we've finally got our full cast more or less consistently back.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, who can talk for hours and react. This is it's hard to play this. It's hard to do this kind of game by yourself.
And even then, there are times where Mark needs to have his buddies around.
Mm-hmm.
Need I even mention Raft?
Alright, so for this, I am bringing up...
You know, on that note, that might make for a good chill stream if we ever need to just relax from a series of very, very bad days. Just stream Minecraft.
Yeah. Weird. I thought the wiki would have the names of the colossi listed.
So, here's a little something fun for you while we're waiting. Last night, before I decided to hit the hay, I played a couple of rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I decided not to do the current, legacy event thingy, and I just went into the casual duel room. Twice in a row, I got my opponents to surrender because they apparently just didn't want to fight elemental heroes. Seriously, evidently, people just see the elemental hero Sunrise and automatically surrender. Not that I blame them, because Sunrise's ability is admittedly very, very irritating to deal with.
All right, I have the list of names ready. And a long journey, a long road awaits.
So, for those who don't necessarily know, Sunrise's whole shtick is that if one of his ally elemental heroes attacks and he's not the one attacking, he can... Okay, say I have elemental hero Flame Wingman and Sunrise side by side, and I choose to attack the opponent with Flame Wingman. Sunrise's ability would pop and let me destroy any card on either side of the field of my choice.
Oh!
Monster, spell, trap, field spell, doesn't matter.
Damn.
Unless it's got an ability that makes it immune to monster ability destruction, it's fair game.
Damn.
With the trade-off that you can only do it once per turn. and you need a second elemental hero monster on the field in order to even pop this ability in the first place. If Sunrise is alone, the ability stays on standby.
Got it.
He also lets you put a copy of Miracle Fusion from her deck into your hand whenever you summon him, so there's that.
This looks so damn good.
Hard to believe this came out on the PS2.
Yeah! I mean, granted, this is a remaster. Or remake, or one of those, but still! It looked good back then, and it looks good now.
And this is why style will always beat realism. While realism can work very well, it tends to age very quickly. There's a reason people say that Wind Waker's graphics age better than some other Zelda games, for instance.
So there's like barely any dialogue in this game.
So we'll be chatting up a storm.
The only dialogue in this game comes from the person inside that building and the end of the game.
There's one hellishly long bridge.
Oh, yes.
Also, it's not OSHA compliant. Where are the railings?
Fun fact, I believe you can actually, through some method, I'm not sure what, you can actually go back to that bridge and you go to that area that the main character has just walked from, but you can't go past it.
Well, you can't go to a place that doesn't exist inside of the game's code.
Well, yeah. Shadow of the Colossus. I forgot I played this previously.
Seriously. The more I look at this game, the more I get flashbacks to The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
See, that's what I was thinking too. This game has like some serious Zelda vibes. And
Lo and behold, the creators of both games...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Lo and behold, the creators of both games are friends.
And that is in no way meant to be like an insult or anything like that. That like...
Tis an observation and a happy one at that.
Mm-hmm. So... Oh, I forgot I can move the camera. So... There's very little information given to us at the beginning of this game. But what we do know is that our main character is named Wander. He has traveled to these forbidden lands in order to save a girl named Mono, who was sacrificed because she has a cruel fate. It's never explained what that is. And it's never explicitly told to us what their relationship is. Many people assume that they were lovers. Some people thought they were siblings. We don't know. And honestly, it doesn't matter. All we know is that all we know is that this guy cares about Mono and is willing to do some things. in order to save her.
Lover, relative, just close friends, doesn't matter.
Also, the horse's name is Aggro, and that horse will be your best fucking friend.
While he lasts.
Spoilers!
Wait, you actually lose him? I was just making a joke!
Oh, fuck.
Kidding. Like, at this point, I think that's one of the few spoiler things that literally everybody knows about this game.
God, it looks so good.
Just stay away from that one swamp and, what was it, the Neverending Story?
Yep.
Yeah, just stay away from there.
Was you a dealers also? View houses is will. Equal kizado you lola. Islis was I.
Yeah, strictly forbidden, with good reason. If you could just willfully undo death without consequence, people would be doing it all the time.
And we've got company.
I do appreciate the design of the sword. I like the little notch that I gather you're supposed to, like, catch enemy blades in.
That might be what it's designed for, but I'm not sure, because the sword is designed for one thing in particular, and we'll get to that.
Eventually.
Dorman is the name of the creature.
Ah, the royal we, okay.
It's not ours, Amazwa. Alu Diklik, if it leads to Iso. pets?
I don't know how they did Dorman's voice, but I love it.
You do. You bet, Sanada. Olam. Ola, you do new.
Okay, we are finally in control. So, the thing about this game is that there are no enemies.
Not exactly.
There are only bosses.
And like in the case of a lot of these bosses, well, I'll leave that twist for later. Just know that they are called Colossi for a reason.
Yeah! Yeah!
They'd be huge.
Mm-hmm. So, first things first, you're gonna wanna...
Agro.
No, that's not it. What, fuck, what was the button?
Agro. Agro.
Wow, okay, damn, R2. I was not expecting that. This is where you save your game.
So, here's a little bit of lore that I would like to drop for the Gundam Sandrock while we have a moment of quiet, but I want to do something a little bit more fun with this. I want to turn it into a game.
Okay.
I'm going to start by asking you a question. What do you remember the Sandrock being like in Gundam Wing?
I remember it like I remember it being like a commander type, but outside of that, I don't remember it doing much.
Yes, actually. The unit was indeed a commander type. It was meant to be the commander type for the 5 Gundams, but due to miscommunication, or lack of communication entirely, thanks to the state of the colonies at the time, Sandrock just kind of ended up working on its own, and then the Maguanac Corps got a hold of it, and Capture just kind of sided with them. It also has the densest armor of the 5 Gundams.
Really?
Yep. All 5 are made out of Gundanium alloy, as opposed to the Gundarium alloy of the classic Universal Century. Gundanium with an N is basically, well, plot armor. It is only capable of being destroyed when the plot says so.
So, real quick, you have a grip meter, or I guess stamina meter, that is very important because you're going to be doing a lot of climbing.
Oh great, Breath of the Wild all over again. I know there's a lot of games that do the stamina meter while climbing bit, but that was just the first thing in my head.
If anything, I think this game did it first.
More than likely. May I continue?
Yes. Sorry.
So, the idea for the Sandrock was that it would be equally at home up on the front lines causing chaos as it would be hanging back and giving orders while keeping an eye on the battlefield.
Okay.
To that end, it has the thickest armor. Its melee weapons have a decent amount of reach. Oh, right, the melee weapons. So, the heat shuttles are multifunctional.
Oh.
They can be mounted on the backpack for storage, as can the shield. But the entire backpack shield heat shuttle's assembly can be removed from the back, mounted on the arm, and turned into a crushing claw.
Nice.
This feature was omitted when the Gundam basically got adapted for space, because taking off your backpack, your main source of mobility in space, is a bad idea.
Yeah. Alright, we have the first Colossus. And his name is Valis.
I was just gonna call him Zerg and move on.
The thing is, like, all of these creatures have names, and
They do.
it's honestly really cool.
Also, he doesn't seem all that, evil or aggressive to me.
Yeah, he he is not. He is not aggressive to you. until you
I don't think
you stab him.
I don't think he even realized you were here until you landed the first hit. Or if he did realize you were here, I doubt he cared. Monkey. I think.
Minotaur, maybe?
Yeah, I had hooves, Minotaur.
And we have slain our first Colossus. Do I feel good about this? No, not at all.
No. Like, it was legit minding its own business.
Run away, run away, run away, run away, run away, run away, run away. Oh! Never mind.
Dead. Not a big surprise.
And we're back at the temple. With one shadowy figure standing over us. First one's down. Let me just do a brief count. One, two. You know what? It'll just be easier this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we got 16 Colossi. Well, 15 now.
Since we've got a bit to actually, find it. Let's see. Thick armor, commander gear. Oh yeah. To Did you know it has a pair of homing missiles?
I was unaware of that.
6 of them, apparently. Hidden on the body. I imagine they're probably stored in the collar area. And the one feature that caught even me off guard, you know the Sandrock's shield, how it looks like a snake's head?
Mm-hmm.
The eyes emit a bright, blinding flash that disorients mobile suit cameras.
Interesting.
And then, of course, there's the melee weapons themselves, the heat shuttles. They're huge, they're curved to cause even more damage, they can superheat themselves for even more cutting power. Sandrock's shtick is that it's a triple threat in that it is a commander unit, a melee unit, and a unit designed for desert combat. Even before it was adapted for space, Castro used this thing in the show to take out a bunch of space-adapted mobile suits.
Nice.
Let me put this in terms Universal Century fans will understand. Castro took a Gundam ground type and took out a bunch of Gelgoogs and Rick Doms. And that was before the Sandrock was adapted for space. With the adaptations for space, the Cross Crusher backpack thing was omitted, as I mentioned before, as the backpack mounting mechanism for the shield was replaced with a bunch of additional thrusters. The thrusters on the backs of the legs were also enlarged. And it was given an additional weapon in the form of a beam SMG. Otherwise lovingly called the Beam Uzi by fans.
Yeah! Yeah!
Let's see. Well, if I'm going to jump to the next one, that might as well be your favorite of the 5 units.
Yeah.
Heavy Arm.
Hell yeah.
So, first off, Heavy Arms 2 received a space-adapted refit in the anime titled the Heavy Arms Kai, which included a twin beam Gatling gun as opposed to the singular one it used on Earth. It's got a more heavily armored frame than most of the other Gundams. Really, its only competition in the later stages was Deathside Hell with the armored poncho, but we'll get there.
Quadratus.
Artillery.
Sorry.
I didn't realize we were actually at the next Colossus.
The first few Colossus are quick to get to.
A little something on the Heavy Arms design I've noticed that I've found kind of weird is the V-fin looks like it's on a track. I'll show it to you later, but it does look like there's like a little sliding track for the V-fin to move up and down.
Interesting.
What purpose this serves, I have no idea, because it never really does this. Yeah, Heavy Arms is very, very simple. What you see is what you get, and what you see is a shitload of DACA.
Hell yeah.
So, the question of what the machine gun fires has been up for debate for quite some time. See, all official material calls it a beam machine gun. You know, the big old Gatling gun. But it has run out of ammo before and made clicking sounds when doing so. I was talking about Gundam Heavy Arms while we were killing Colossi.
I'm gonna stab this one in the butt!
Ow, my ass!
Oh, damn, the sigil's gone. Oh, hey, Taro.
How the making one be? Pretty good. I had just shared some information. I had just shared some information on the Gundam Sandrock and then moved on to Heavy Arms. I can move on to Shedlong next if you want. What was that? What was the question? I mean, yeah, sure, eventually, but, not right now. Well, at the time when you asked me, I was asleep. And by the time I saw it, you were more than likely asleep, so...
Time zones.
I'll keep that in mind.
There's one more specifically I want to show you.
Sure.
So how was Gozuger? I showed Mekum on the opening.
I love it.
Watch the Raw. I'm just waiting to watch the subs now.
Yeah, I am quite happy with what I saw.
I told him about the Red Ranger's first morph, and he's like, "Oh, oh, that's cool."
Because it is.
I mean, you're right.
Fair enough, but it's not riding on a meteor cool.
But did Lucky transform on the Meteor?
No, he hopped off it and then transformed as he was coming down as a meteor himself.
I mean, they're both awesome in their own rights and in different ways.
Alright, we've got to go kill one of the best Colossi in the game.
Let's see here. Another feature on the Heavy Arms that is rarely ever seen is that it does in fact have a beam saber, or at least it did once. During the events of the show, Hiro Yui ended up borrowing this unit from its original pilot in order to fight the Char clone of the series in order to, you know, get his Gundam back. once he ran out of ammo for the Gatling gun, the entire arm detached, and in its place was a small little armature where a beam saber was stored. Probably the best gotcha bitch I've ever seen.
Also, I would just like to add, you can see Quadratus just there on the ground, turning into sand.
Woof.
Like, if you come back to look at some of the Colossi, it's very clear that they are just returning to the Earth.
I will be right back. I got something to take care of.
Okay, now where is... He's over there. Hold on, I see a tree. Tree means potential food. Ooh. Wait, do these even, like... Hold on.
Backing it myself.
Huh? What'd you say?
I return.
Okay, it slightly increases my health. Only slightly.
Abro!
I'm still upset that there's human-sized King Ultra avatars, and yet I can't use them because I need to buy them.
You gotta buy them?
Remember that server I showed you?
Right! Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there's Gokaiger, and now I think there's Bluger as well, Hurricaneger. They made a Gov avatar, and the attack, like there's attack with PC animations. So if you're on PC and you try to use a finisher, you'll actually just jump into the air if you're doing the kick.
And aggro will not go in the water.
demon. Someone, quick, call light speed rest.
Alright, you big pansy. Since you don't want to go in the water, I'll do it.
Be the demon. Quick, someone call Carter Grayson.
Some car. Carter Grayson would kick ass in this game.
He really would. Speaking of Rangers, actually, did you hear that? Someone suggested to. God, well, I can't remember the names, but someone suggested that Super Sentai take out the Power Rangers naming format.
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh shit!
What is it?
I fell.
Oh, you know what that deserves? Oh, where is it? Did you get rid of some of the message? The voice clips?
No.
Weird, because I can't find. Oh, bro, wait, no, I'm dumb. That's not in Twitch. Excuse that blunder.
Whew. As I make it to the top.
Gosh, I was trying to find it. It's been a while, okay? Don't make me tell Carter Grayson you're a demon.
I'm not a demon, I'm a bear.
Well, I could show him fake news footage that is actually a clip from Cocaine Bear and say that's you.
You wouldn't dare. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you would.
You're right.
Alright, what is the name of this one again? This is Gaius.
It's diabolical now.
Hello, sir. Would you like to take a swing at me?
Yes, I would.
Good.
Why is that good?
Huh? Oh shit. Oh shit. Ah! Ah! Fuck!
You were saying puny human.
Yes!
You cheated.
Meg?
That's the only thing I can do.
Damn it!
Where do you think you're going?
Ah! I'm on your arm now, bitch.
For long.
Yes, I did. I very much missed this. Belly stab.
There you.
The line between naivety and hopefulness is almost invisible. So close your heart. The world is dark and ruthlessness is mercy. Die.
You okay there, buddy?
You're fighting a giant thingy. I figured I might as well, get into the splitter things.
You know what? That's fair.
The horse is a demon! Quick, someone call Captain Grayson!
I legitimately forgot that was the reason for the aqua base being, aqua base. Beyond just making it difficult to access, demons hate water.
Ah!
Why did they just use super soldiers?
I mean, they kind of did. It was called the fire truck Zord. Rescue Zord 1.
Like, imagine the demons wake up and all of a sudden, the demons come out and play and all of a sudden you smell soldiers moving water guns.
One, those require a lot of pumping to get that going. Two, they can only hold so much water. And three, the demons are blasting you with actual lasers.
One, fair enough. Two, fair enough. Three, fair enough. Four,
Fire hose.
there's actually a new type of water that doesn't require pumping. You just put it in the water. It sucks up the water itself. It's basically a semi-auto.
I've seen that done. I want that.
Besides, it'd be more efficient to just hook up a bunch of fire hoses and blast them. Plus, what exactly are you gonna do with the Super Soakers when the monster eventually turns giant?
Get the giant super soaker.
Either that or knock over a water tower or two.
And that is 3 down. I'm gonna go grab a root beer.
train of thought I had with the beam saber thing before I had to walk away for reasons. The Master Grade 1100 Gundam Heavy Arms actually does include this feature, but it is the EW version. Whereas the high grade 1 to 144 scale version, being much simpler, doesn't do this. Doesn't even include an alternate part. Which sucks, but it's understandable.
Fair enough.
I was telling Bear, like, people have been arguing about what the Gatling gun on the Heavy Arms fires ever since Gundam Wing debuted. It's supposed to be a beam Gatling gun, but the shots it fires are the same yellow used for ballistic fire, and it has run out of ammo and clicked like a physical gun would when it doesn't have ammunition. The Ellis Waltz version just connects it to a giant fucking energy battery on the Gundam's backpack. It looks like an ammo drum with a feed going straight to the Gatling gun. Wild. In spite of its heavy armor, it's surprisingly mobile. Pulling off feats that could only be done because its pilot is also a trained circus performer.
Fair enough.
To sum up the Gundam Sandrock, since you weren't here for that, heaviest armor of the bunch, commander units, melee specialized, one of the most badass things I've ever seen.
And I'm back. Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Next up, the Shenlong Gundam, I guess. So, the Shenlong is actually seen in multiple stages. And I'm not just talking about its eventual rebuild into the Altron, which is still the same machine, but with more advanced equipment and a different name. So you know that extending dragon head arm gimmick on the right arm?
Yes.
Yeah.
When we first see this machine in this timeline, it doesn't have that. It's got two of what the left arm is built like. If you got two of the Shenlong Gundam HG, you could actually do this, and that version is called the Shenlong Gundam Incomplete version.
Huh.
Reflecting a... So, the manga is technically in the Glory of the Losers timeline, but it also applies to the anime as well, and tends to lean more towards the anime's art direction anyway. So, whichever version of this universe, it's still canon. This version of the Shenlong was deployed to defend its colony when Oz decided, you know what, we're gonna have a game of who gets to destroy this colony in what way first. One group, led by Trace Kushernada, was trying to invade and shoot up the colony for her supposed rebels because, well, as horrible as it is, it still has some level of human cost and keeps people from going crazy with the destructive measures that they were going to otherwise use. The Trace group's opposition wanted to reenact the 30 Bunch incident.
Oh, lordy.
For those who don't speak Gundam fan, 30 Bunch is an event that happens during Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, or just prior to that show, where an otherwise peaceful colony of protesters was gassed by the military force, the Titans, who basically acted as an autonomous peacekeeping group.
Peacekeeping in air quotes.
They, in practice, were a group of fascists. Yeah, in Zeta Gundam proper, you get to see the aftermath of this gas attack. We go to that colony, and the AUG pilots, Anti-Earth Union Group, who go there are advised, keep your helmets on and keep everything sealed. You do not want to breathe in here. Because you never know if there's still any of that has chemical gas weapons still present in the atmosphere here. About 15, 16-ish year old Camille Bidon, pilot of the Gundam Mark II at this time, upon seeing what's going on in this colony, it's like a ghost town. And there are mummified bodies everywhere.
Oh my god.
Including a mother holding on to her child, trying to keep them calm in the face of certain death, among many others. This one poor schmuck who had died sitting on a bench, their head completely falls off. And this is what the Oz faction here was going to do to the colony that was developing this Gundam. The incomplete Shenlong Gundam and a prototype Hate Mobile suit that was a variant of another machine we'll get to down the line. They defended this colony. And after this, Shenlong would be updated with new weapons, new equipment in order to... well, in order to compensate for its lack of reach. This manifested as the Dragon Fang, the revised right arm. The arm can now stretch out to reach quite a distance away from the mobile suit. The claw could grab onto and crush opponents. And on either side of the dragon head styled claw were a pair of flamethrowers. On top of the head Vulcans it already had. It eventually would be heavily damaged and repaired and refitted into the space-capable Altron Gundam, which takes the Dragon Fang, improves upon it, and slaps a second one on for the other arm. Aside from that, it's largely just housekeeping to make sure that they can fight better in space. Wings with vernier thrusters, a tail with a beam cannon at the end. More sturdy armor. And trading in the beam glaive, which was, well, exactly what it sounds like, just kind of this beam spear-ish weapon. And instead equipping a twin beam trident. So yeah, Altron, on top of also having the color scheme changed from blue to green, Altron was a pretty intense beast.
Sounds like it.
Next up, we have the Gundam Death Scythe. The fastest of the 5 Gundams, and equipped with hyperjammers, with his emitted a specialized particle that could turn the mobile suit invisible both to sensors and to the naked eye. The Death Scythe was equipped with a beam sight, hence its name, which could be adjusted both in output and angle to accomplish a variety of tasks. It also carried a shield on its right arm, which had physical blades that could be moved aside and also emit a beam blade. There was a thruster on the back of the shield to launch it at an enemy.
Agro!
Death Scythe Hell took this, ran with it, and really came out the other side, made one of the most intimidating Gundams out there. A cloak that could cover the mobile suit like armor that also had thrusters on the inside was equipped. Oh, hello.
Ah.
Oddly enough, this one's kind of cute.
What, this Colossus?
Weirdly enough, I think it's kind of cute.
Pain in my ass is what it is.
I mean, you are the aggressor.
I mean, that is true. This thing was sleeping in a grove.
Short version, and aside from that cloak, the Hyperjammers are retained, the Beam Scythe is retained, and it proved to have 2 adjustable blades. And the shield was improved with more thrusters, so it could not only rotate for even more penetrating power when hitting an opponent, but it could also return to the mobile suit after being thrown.
I'm on a bucking Bronco!
That's 4 of technically 6 Gundams, so...
Woo! That one used to give me a lot of trouble when I was a kid. Preteen. Whatever.
I can see why. I can see why you had trouble staying on now.
And not just that, but I couldn't figure out how to get up on it. Took me forever to figure out the trick of having its head look over the hill.
It's not just a boss fight, it's a puzzle.
Yep. I mean,
That's the interesting thing about all these Colossi. They are puzzles, platforming challenges, and bosses all at once.
Yep.
Next up of these 5 is my favorite unit of the bunch. The Wing Gundam. Not to be confused with the Wing Zero. The Wing Zero is not the Wing Gundam's upgrade. The Wing Zero is its progenitor.
If anything, it's a downgrade.
But we'll get to the Zero eventually.
I might go for now. I'll see you later.
Alright. Bye, Taro.
See ya.
Bye.
the Wing Gundam basically is the, depending on who you ask, it's either the powerhouse unit or the balanced unit, where it focuses on high mobility with a shield and a single beam saber, 2 machine cannons, 2 Vulcan guns, and a little known weapon, you probably never heard of it, the Buster Rifle. So, unlike its parent unit, the Wing Zero, the Wing Gundam's Buster Rifle does not draw power from the Wing Gundam's reactor, but instead has a series of battery canisters that can be charged and exchanged on the rifle. Each one is good for a single shot. These shots are ridiculous. You don't even have to be directly hit for the beam to destroy a mobile suit.
It just has to nick you and you're done.
It just has to be close enough. It doesn't have to directly hit you. It doesn't have to make contact. Just be close enough. Now, in the original anime version, there's only 3 of these, and they have to be recharged after every battle. But in the Glory of the Losers / Endless Waltz timeline, the redesign of the Wing Gundam there has additional arm-mounted units that carry up to 3 extra canisters apiece, so the functional shot count for the Buster Rifle on any given mission shoots up to 9.
Damn.
Which, that is overkill for this weapon, but hey, you do you. The Wing Gundam is also the old.
These things were originally designed for mass murder.
Yes and no. We'll get to that. The Wing Gundam, in its bird mode, as it's called, is capable of atmospheric flight for extended periods of time, a feat the other Gundams are not capable of. And while all 5 are capable of atmospheric re-entry, the Wing Gundam is the only one capable of leaving the atmosphere on its own power.
Calm, motherfuckers.
It can be presumed that the Wing Gundam, due to the mobility it already has, might not have needed any form of refit to be usable in space.
So, at each of these little shrines, there is a special lizard with a white tail. There he goes! It looks kind of blue. Ah!
Bonk!
Got him. So, these special tails increase Wander's stamina gauge.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, holy shit, this view.
Mm-hmm. For a touched-up PS2 game, that's still impressive.
I'm not sure if this was a remaster or a remake. I want to say remake, because there was a remaster. But this one, I think, is supposed to be like a top-to-bottom remake.
Still gorgeous.
Oh, absolutely.
So, while we're still roaming, we've gone over the 5 Gundams here. Sandrock, Deathscythe, Heavy Arms, Shenlong, and Wing. Now, each of them was developed from a common ancestor mobile suit, that being the Wing Gundam Zero. Oftentimes abbreviated to just the Zero. Named for the system in its cockpit, which we will get into in a little bit. But for every feature the Wing Zero had, it would be spun off into its own dedicated machine. For instance, Shenlong spec'd into the Wing Zero's flexibility. Deathscythe into Wing Zero's speed and its stealth capabilities. Heavy Arms, well, Heavy Arms into its reinforced frame and heavy firepower. Even if it didn't have the Buster Rifle itself, it still had quite the strong armament. Sandrock into the thick armor and the commander capabilities, as well as an upgrade the Sandrock would later receive, where it had its own version of the Zero system temporarily installed.
Or Quattro.
Unlike the one in the Wing Zero proper, this one could be manually turned on and off, so he just opted not to use it. The Wing Gundam, as we established, was basically the downgrade of the Wing Zero in that it was the most direct translation of the Wing Zero. The reason Wing Zero got spun off into these 5 Gundams is because its own creators realized, between the technology we have available to us at this current moment in time and the honestly extremely dangerous nature of the Wing Zero, it was better to split the plans among them and develop different machines instead of just making this walking nuclear bomb.
Right.
So, as I said, direct translation of the Wing Zero to the Wing Gundam. Wing Zero has the highest mobility of any Gundam-type mobile suit out there, rivaled only by its eventual spin-off, the Gundam Epion. It has a pair of machine cannons in its torso, which are basically like straight-up Gatling guns you'd find on the Heavy Arms, miniaturized and placed in its collar. It's got a pair of Vulcans in its wings. It may or may not also have a pair of them in its shield. We don't know. It looks like it does, but those could easily just be thrusters. The shield also has a pile bunker function, where the quote-unquote head of the shield can extend forward on a piston. It's sharp enough to pierce enemy armor. It can be used to break into fortified locations.
Interesting. So now we have to fight a giant stone bird.
And somewhere, Chocobo is unhappy and doesn't know why. Now, next up is the Buster Rifle, which is the twin Buster Rifle. So take the one from the Wing Gundam. Remove that shot limit. Instead of the canisters, it draws its power directly from the mobile suit. This also acts as a security measure, as mobile suits that are not designed with the Buster Rifle in mind cannot use it. The rifle is also designed with variable output, so in a sense, it's also like the Vizpers from the Gundam F-91.
Holy shit! Sorry. This part is always
Honestly,
fucking.
I should be stopping. No, you're good. If anything, I should be stopping and focusing on the boss fight.
This shit is so cool. Oh my god.
It is.
Fly straight, you dumbass! Ah, thank you. First time I ever played this, I had the volume at max, well, not at max, but I had it pretty high up. I had a fan blowing wind in my face. The hype, the struggle, it felt so fucking real. It's like a core memory for me fighting this bird. Gotcha! Oh shit. Ha! Woo! Oh shit. Wing. Straighten out, damn it. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Ah! Yes! Ah! I don't know if you saw that, but I fell off in the cutscene.
That's honestly hilarious.
Now, how the hell am I gonna get out of here? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's one of my favorite fights in the whole game. Simply because, like, of that core memory. Fan blowing wind in my face, the music up. Just lying on the floor, playing this game, it was great. On old CRT too. So, you might have noticed the shadows increase with each Colossi we slay. My next foe is... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I hope this isn't the one I'm thinking of. Because if it is, we're in for a fight. I mean, not to say that the others weren't, you know, a fight, but still. All right. You were saying? Hey, Gumon?
Hello?
Hello.
I saw your screen and it went back to your logo and had a little thing that was like 1 bar, so I couldn't see the stream.
What the fuck?
Whatever. Let's see. Twin Buster Rifle, right. Draws power from the machine's reactor. Variable output, by the name Twin Buster Rifle, you could gather it listed too, it can be dual wielded. A popular move for this machine was to split the rifle in two, point it outwards in either direction at like 90 degrees, and then start spinning.
Yeah, I remember that.
When the Wig Zero was first revealed in the anime, it was a complete menace. Blew up a colony in one shot. Which leads me to the Zero system. But just to make sure I know where to start, what do you remember about it?
I remember that it made Quattro go crazy. That's what I remember.
Alright, so the zoning and emotional range omitted system, Zero system for short, is... how do I describe this? You recall the learning computer from the original RX-78-2 Gundam?
Yes.
Take that, feed it a shit ton of steroids and Pokemon rare candies, and now you've got the Zero system.
Lovely.
It acts as a second brain for the given pilot. Its whole stick is taking all possible relevant data to the combat scenario, including but not limited to the machines involved, the environment, the skills of the pilots in respective machines, including the pilot of the Wing Zero itself. and it will cram every possible scenario for achieving victory or defeat into the pilot's head simultaneously.
Yikes.
It was intended to allow the pilot to process this data and allow the pilot to make the decision to achieve victory, because, yeah, the machine could probably do it on its own, but without human morality to go with it, it's just going to be a mindless killing machine. Well, turns out human brains don't respond well to multiple potential scenarios being crammed into their brains. And responses to this stimulus were as varied as the stimulus itself. Some people had hallucinations of alternate timelines. Every possible scenario, every future. Other people saw their own deaths happen repeatedly, over and over and over, in different, increasingly gruesome ways.
Yikes.
At least one person had a fatal heart attack because of this system. This Zero system is why the 5 scientists who developed the machine decided not to build it initially and develop the 5 Gundams instead.
Makes sense. You've made a literal monster.
Catra would eventually... Yeah, Catra would eventually find these plans and assemble the machine after his Sandrock had been abandoned and detonated on Earth. He was mentally unstable at the time, and was more focused on building the Buster Rifle than worrying about the implications of the Zero system. By his own admission.
Kid must have been real messed up.
Yeah, considering he's also the kindest of the 5 pilots. He went through hell, losing one of his sisters and his father in an Oz attack. Oz being Order of the Zodiac, the main antagonist of the Gundam Wing timeline, for those who are not in the know. So at this point, I highly doubt there's anybody who watches your stream that doesn't know what Gundam Wing is. We just tend to attract the very specific kind of crowd.
Yep.
What is needed in order to handle the Zero system is a near superhuman level of focus. Despite what certain individuals seem to think, one does not need to be good at math to master this system. In fact, being good at math doesn't seem to apply to the system at all. It requires focus. It's why I know for a fact I'd never be able to handle this system. Because while I can definitely hyper-focus, we've seen this on stream multiple times, including this very one, if I'm in panic mode from seeing alternate futures that lead to my death, I ain't focusing.
That's completely fair, you know?
And thing is, for as bad as the Zero system is, the Epion system in the Gundam Epion is arguably worse. could it possibly get worse? Epion shows you the faces of the people you're going to kill.
Oh my god, why would they do that?
Trace did that intentionally so that the pilot would have to apply conscience to the system. Trace Kushnada is many things, including a man with a sense of honor. A sense of honor that may be foreign to some individuals because, you know, he's got a very Megatron-ish might makes right kind of mindset. Clearly fitting given his English dub actor.
Get back here, you little bastard.
But, yeah. Craze introduced this version of the Zero system into the Epion as a sort of counter-argument to the new, quote-unquote, innovation that was Mobile Doll. Unmanned, AI-controlled mobile suits.
That just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
It basically was. So, Trace was staunchly against the idea of replacing soldiers with these mobile dolls because, in his own words, you remove the human cost of war and war becomes a game. It's horrible, but we need that human cost as a deterrent.
I hate to admit it, but he's kind of right.
And it's this exact argument that made me realize that, like, funny enough, first episode of Gundam G-Witch, the prologue episode, the instant I heard a similar kind of spiel being uttered, that was how I knew the main antagonist was full of shit. I have heard this exact argument hold better with more genuine belief and conviction in a previous Gundam show. See, the thing with Trace is, while his mindset isn't exactly ideal for creating a world without war, he was correct in a lot of ways. Including the self-awareness to know that as long as people like him are still alive, wars will continue to happen. I will give Trace all of the praise in the world because he was the only Gundam antagonist I know to truly win. Even his losses only happened because he wanted them to happen. The man was playing five-dimensional chess and everybody was a pawn.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Alright. Now, where the fuck are we? Let's see, we need to be over that way. The desert, perfect. This is where we're supposed to go. Come on, aggro. Damn it. I never see those cliffs. Thank goodness aggro goes. First things first. I see a tree that may have fruit.
There's one other thing about Trays that really hammers in that, like, he was not necessarily a good person, but he was a person who had good intentions. Who knew what it took in order to improve the world and make it a place where war was a thing of the past. In his final battle, the one that would eventually take his life, one of the Gundam pilots, Wu Fei Chang, openly asked him, "How many people have died for you?" Graves responds by asking one of his subordinates, "How many people have died today?" And upon hearing the number, he asked for each and every one of their names. He then gives a disturbingly high number and confirms that for every person who dies on his path to creating a better world, he makes an effort to remember their names, including people who fought in battles he was involved with on both sides.
Damn.
It should also be noted the mobile suit he was piloting at the time was the Tallgeese 2. So the thing with the Tallgeese is it could be argued to be the grandfather of all mobiles in this timeline.
Yeah.
Much like the
because
Wing
of-
Zero, it was shelved for...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it was the prototype for practically everything.
And developed by the same scientists who would develop the Wing Zero, funny enough. So, the thing with the Tallgeese is that it's too powerful. But in a different way to the Wing Zero. This thing gives no shits about the state of its pilots, and will put so many G-forces on the pilot that people have actually broken bones and died just piloting the thing in test runs.
I remember that.
The star clone of the series and final boss, Zex Merquise, aka Miliardo Peacecraft, the irony of his last name is not lost on me,
Probably not lost on him either.
even he could barely handle the Tallgeese at first and had to ease himself into it. The Tallgeese very nearly killed him. And now here's Trays in the final battle. A man we almost never saw in a mobile suit, mind you. Piloting a unit of the same line with the same specs. The only things different between the Tallgeese 1 and 2 are the head design and paint scheme. Everything else is identical.
So he's taking those G's.
He's taking those G's.
And not
He
even
knew.
batting an eye. Oh, damn.
Like, he knew he was never gonna. He knew he was never gonna walk off this battlefield. He fully intended to die here, but only after making sure the world he was trying to create was in motion.
Yeah!
And he fought a Gundam, an upgraded Gundam, mind you, to a standstill in this thing.
Alright, last Colossus for the day.
Yeah. I will just put this into perspective. Zek Burkey's Miliano Peacecraft had to abandon his tall geese when it could no longer keep up with the mobile suits and mobile dolls of the time, and that's when he ended up using the Wing Zero for the first time. Trace is fighting even more advanced mobile dolls and even more advanced mobile suits in a machine with the same specs and keeping up.
Oh, this is a different... Okay, this is a different Colossus than what I thought. Doesn't change the fact this will be the last one for the day, though.
Right. I officially give Grace Busternata the Magnificent Bastard Award for her just how well he played his entire timeline.
Ozymandias from
still
Watchmen
affected.
wishes he could be that good.
Like, there are things still affected by him in motion after his death.
Oh Lord, he coming. All right.
So, fun fact, the Tall Geese 3 was still under construction when the Tall Geese 2 was finished, but it was only really waiting for its weapon.
Interesting. Yo, Armor Hide. Yeah, we're just about done. Oh! We're almost done for the day after we killed Barbus here. Hello! Aggressively grabs beard. Oh shit. Fuck, where's his other... Ah, there it is. Wander should at least have like a broken arm after like he's tossed around like that. 3-minute fancy kits.
At least.
I can say are 100% worth it. Nice!
me. You missed me going on a breakdown of the main Gundams from Wing.
Oh, Barbas down. I'm sorry, Barbas. You had a magnificent beard. Oh. Ah, fuck. Yeah, that's good to hear. I will definitely take a look at 30-minute fantasy kits. I mean, I've been wanting to, but I'll actually, do it. All right, and that is Colossus number 6.
I think so.
Yeah, 6. Because the two that we fought previously that I didn't name were Phaedra and Avion. Oh, Hydrus. Lovely. The underwater one.
So I'm looking at my little Gundam Wing manga here from Viz Media that I largely was getting all my Mobile Suit facts from. There's an ad in the back for the One-Year War manga. And I love the way they advertise this. In a war for independence, the ultimate soldier isn't human, as seen on Cartoon Network. Which, on that note, for Cartoon Network, fun fact: in the English dubs of both Mobile Suit Gundam and New Mobile Report Gundam Wing, Amuro Ray and Katra Rabarba Winner share a voice actor.
Oh.
Brad Swale plays Katra in Gundam Wing, Amuro Ray in Mobile Suit Gundam and Mobile Suit Gundam Stars Counterattack, and goes on to play Setsuna F. Seiei in Gundam 00. I believe he also had a role in Gundam Seed, but nobody wants to admit he was in Gundam Seed, so...
All right, well. Thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Fair 92.
And Meikumon.
Joined briefly by Taro. And we will be back tomorrow with Astrobot. Looking forward to getting back to that game.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, how close are we to the end of that one, actually?
I'm not sure. Hold on, let me check. close to getting towards the end. We still got to finish one galaxy or whatever, and then we have another one that we have to do. And then we have the final boss. And then the Christmas level. So, not that far away from the finish line for this one. So, yeah, look forward to that tomorrow. And until then, please, crap.
You know the drill. Support us any way you can, be it monetarily or by engagements.
Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember the word support. And until next time, stay safe, stay comfy, be good to each other, and stay hydrated. And we'll see y'all next one. Peace!
And let's hope spring gets here sooner than later.
I heard the groundhog saw its shadow, so... or whatever the hell it is.